We're in a bit of a funk starting this one off.
That's what happens when you lose Si.
Yep.
The boss is back.
Yeah.
Boss, welcome.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, Willie Robertson.
Yeah, a professional fill-in man for my uncle.
You do look better, and so far you haven't hit that bell, so I'm all in. You can. Never mind.
Okay. Okay, boys. Okay. All right. Hey, what you got? Oh, okay. Well, give me another little sip of tea. Okay.
That is a pretty spot-on depiction.
All you have to do now is belch and say it's not bad manners, it's good tea. That's the only thing we're missing.
Pull one out.
Just in the middle of somebody else's story.
Have you ever been in the, like, when Si goes to a urinal or like in a, same thing. He talks you through the whole thing.
The whole process.
Okay, all right. Hey, okay. Whoop, yep. Got going. All right, here we're going. Okay, let's finish her off. Come on now.
If it's a regulation toilet, it sounds like a bilge pump.
Still holding on. Come on. Hey, okay. Almost.
Our fans are not going to like this. We're a minute and a half into this. Si's not here, and we've just already ripped his urinary tract.
Come on, man.
It happens.
He's an old man. He's got to wear it.
Where's he at?
Nobody knows. I know his truck was at the airport. I parked beside it.
He went to Texas with his Eagle partners, which Si Robertson is the goodwill ambassador for that company.
All things Eagle.
All things Eagle. So I don't know what
I think he
doing.
Maybe he was hunting. Somebody told me they were going hunting with Si, but that's, I've heard all kind of things.
Oh,
he's been out every weekend of October.
And
Jack,
still got like
busy.
3 more.
He's got stuff going on.
He's a busy man.
He's a busy man.
I wonder if he's... Hey, Willie, Si wants to know how many worlds there are, and he's going to do a sermon on it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many worlds there are?
Yeah.
Do you have an opinion on how many worlds there are?
How many worlds?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Si's got, what was it, real, imaginary?
Oh, he's probably talking about the spiritual world and the earthly realm. So that I would say 2.
You're just going with...
Si was up to like 8 last week. So
animal world.
Microscopic, imaginary, marine.
His own world. There's that one.
The one the boys live in.
Yeah, where the boys are.
I mean, I don't know. It's
all right. Well,
yeah.
I was just checking because I keep getting emails about it and I'm still a little confused.
Your uncle.
Hey, I'm looking at his computer.
Okay.
By the way, I didn't recognize it because I'm looking at the inside of his computer.
Just like Si.
All right, so scroll down. No, I'm not interested in that. Back to the top. Is that the like poster for
this podcast?
where something?
It's there. Yeah.
Well, what's missing?
You?
Johnny D?
Yeah.
Not enough room.
Well, I know I'm missing because I'm rarely here, but
no, this is
like
this
your
is
chair.
their podcast. I just sit here.
You're the moderator.
Look, I'm not the moderator. What?
Well, what are you?
Fact checker.
I just sit here.
You're a guy who's there every
Fact
week.
checker.
So, like on American Idol, it'd be like
He's the
not
bear.
having Luke Bryan in the. Oh, he's the bear.
He's the bear.
There you go.
What's the bear?
You don't know what the bear is?
On American Idol?
Hey, this guy,
No.
pro only. He doesn't.
Oh yeah, you don't.
Saturdays,
you don't dabble in college football.
No, he's eating tricks with the kids out there watching cartoons or playing video games.
Oh, is it a college game day thing?
Yeah.
I don't watch college game day.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
we've got
your
Corso.
boss has been on college game day.
Well, I was standing right behind you when you did that.
And you were standing beside
the bear.
Yeah, he's the odd person in the back who's on the computer all the time.
He picks 3 games a
That's
week
it.
that you probably could care
Oh,
less
that guy.
about.
Yeah,
And
I
he
like
picks
You're
those
the bear.
Yeah, that's me.
You're the bear.
I'm fine being that guy. That's a good spot.
Because Si's Corso.
Crazy old man.
Yeah,
There's no doubt Si's Corso.
of course. So he's getting old. Isn't he?
He is.
He's
It's
kinda
sad to
like-
see because, like,
I know.
I mean, he's not as sharp as he used to be, but
Yeah.
he was. Corso, we're going to miss you when you go on, Lee. That's
He's
for sure.
86.
I
Yeah, I
have
know.
no idea what y'all talking about.
Yeah.
Godwin, and to give it a way that you would know, Johnny D's the guy in the garage at the NASCAR race.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got the 2 or 3 guys
said
up in the booth, and then you got the boy down there on the
Field
track.
reporter.
Right.
Okay.
So Si,
I'm Aaron Andrews.
He said, okay.
but in NASCAR, Si's the driver. That's what's odd about your analogy.
Yeah.
That is.
We're
That is
going
He's
true.
the driver.
Yeah.
Joe Biden's
Johnny
only
D's the gas
78.
man.
You don't have to turn NASCARs off to fill them up, which is why we need to know that too from our fans.
What?
You're supposed to turn your car off when you pump gas.
Static electricity, yeah.
Did they do it in NASCAR?
No.
Okay, well,
You refuse
They got
it.
rubber
I live-
tires on the
I
ground.
live my life by
They're
NASCAR.
grounded.
Whatever they do, I do.
Live your life.
Works for them. They made a lot of money, and they drive fast, and they just.
I've filled up Willie's truck before, and he won't turn it off. And I'm like, "You're supposed to turn it off." He goes, "No, they don't turn
Are
off
you-
NASCARs."
Are you still here?
How do you feel
Have
about
we ever exploded?
So how do you feel about gas cans? Do you go over the bed of the truck to fill them up, or are you a guy that sits them on the ground? Where are you? Like,
Oh,
No. Willie's the kind of guy that drives his
is that bad?
lawnmower.
Is that a bad thing? I do it in the bed. Yeah. Why would I?
I do it in the bed too. I just go to the tailgate. Makes life easier on me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lift it back up after
Yeah.
it's full.
It says to put it on the floor, sir.
Is
that what it says?
It does say put it on the ground. Yeah.
Well, like I'm living my life by gas station rules. I mean, they don't make my rules. How about I figure out how to get the gas in here,
Yeah.
and you take the money and like
Let's
make
just
a
move
deal.
on.
Well, yeah. I don't see anybody out there. You know,
There's no one
I don't
enforcing
see
the rules.
TSA out there making sure we're doing it properly.
Do you know we had one gas station in town that still
That was
pumps it
good.
for you? Or
Really?
did. When I was in high school, I went on a date with, that was a long time ago. I went on a date with a girl, and she's like, I got to gas. And she's but I got to go there. And I was like, why? Because she
they
didn't know
still
how to
pump
pump
it.
She didn't know how to pump gas.
Ah.
So she went to, and I was like, there's red flags everywhere here.
Yeah.
But it was the only date. And then we went to a place, and there was like a guy who pumped the gas like it was 1972 or something.
Was that in Monroe
Really?
on Forsyth?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I know the place.
Have you been there?
No, I mean I'm okay with pumping my own gas
Yeah.
because I do it how I want to do it.
Is it the one where Starbucks is now?
No, it's a
No.
little bit about Dax.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
It looks old.
Yeah, it's old timey.
It's old timey.
They ought to bring that back.
Pumping like
Oh, if somebody
attendant?
stood there and pumped your gas, no, just like regular volunteers should do it for tips. My wife would drop a 20 spot on somebody.
She ain't
Well,
got to have gas pumps. She
That's-
plug in the wall.
That's
now.
why she bought the vehicle, because literally she couldn't figure it. Like, she didn't want to get out of the car and pump the gas.
So she'd rather stop in Alexandria and plug into the
Uh-oh.
wall.
Well,
Uh-oh.
she'd
What
do that,
happens
or
when you
like she would strategically wait until I got in the car, it'd be empty, so I'd have to pump the gas.
Oh, that's good to know. Other
My
wives do
wife
that.
does.
Don't like
that
it.
for
She almost
sure.
doesn't
Yeah,
like
that's
it.
universal.
Is it?
waiting. She's like, "Oh, can you take the kids to this?" And I
Yeah.
get in, and there's 30 miles to empty.
Yeah.
That's a normal thing.
But that's not a bad idea.
And
We could go
You starting to think
Like-
of moonlighting?
over there and put you a little tip jar out. Hey, I'll pump
Well, the
your
guys
gas.
that are, they're asking for money. I'm just going to tell them, like, hey, go down to the gas station. When people pull up and say, hey, I'll pump your gas. Give
Heck
me a
yeah.
tip. If you don't want to give me a tip, give me nothing.
Problem is, you still got to get out and pay. So at that
No,
point,
you roll your window down.
you gonna hand that guy your card?
No.
The guy that was out there begging for money? Yeah, hey, run this. Here's my address.
Yeah.
Here's my PIN number. I'm
Well,
just
you
curious.
still have to stick the card in
Yeah, you got to get
for
out.
the gas,
Yeah.
but then you can get in your car,
I
get on
hate
the
pumping
phone.
gas.
Is it extra points if they wash your
You
windshield?
can automatically lock it. I don't know
Yeah.
what the
No.
deal is. You
It
just
just
go
takes
in-
forever to pump gas, and gas is super expensive, and it's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
Good thing you've got a real fuel efficient
Yeah.
vehicle.
Yeah.
The opposite of
Drive
a
an 18-wheeler out there with a 12-gallon
Costs-
tank on
Costs
it.
$4 just to crank it.
Hey,
That's why I sold it.
Yeah, I will say it had a little thing. The average fuel economy has gone up under my ownership from yours.
That's it.
Yeah, you were like 12 miles a gallon. I get 13.
Well, he only put 150 miles on it.
That's-
He didn't even get it to break-in
I
status.
I don't even
Like-
remember driving that truck.
There was a point where Willie had a different truck every 4 months.
got a lot of
was.
problems.
You know.
Oh wow, those days are over.
Yeah.
Now he's in his secret
Wah,
car.
wah, wah.
that nobody knows.
Nobody knows that's him, and that.
Nobody.
Can't
Hey,
say- Although I'll say
In
this,
that white
Careful.
Ford F-150.
not one of those.
You sound like
If you-
me now.
If you see one of those, you'll know it's me.
Yeah.
No, Willie's new car, which will not be named, There's
you
like
said car.
well,
That's a clue.
but it's not right. Oh well, now they know that's not right.
Oh, here we go.
There's a bunch of those in town now. Now I used to see you and I'd be like,
I got
hey,
that
look.
new Bronco. That's what I'm driving.
That's not
You
true.
hadn't seen it?
We'll talk
Why would
about
you
it.
say that's not like I'm trying to confuse
Trying to
people,
camouflage
and you're,
himself, and you're just over here. Why don't you just
the
tell
bear?
him?
The bear's like, no, I just did research. I got a photo of him right
Yeah.
outside the office.
Give
I
him
just
his
saw
VIN
it.
number next. Well, look, we got some other stuff to
He
get
still
into.
has
Let's
a-
take our first break. We'll be back.
All right,
with
we'll
it.
be back. We'll see you on that side.
It's gonna be weird without. Si.
Whoa.
What?
Omega XL without Si?
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be weird, man. It almost feels hollow to say backed by
By 35 years of
And where do you find it?
the pristine waters of New Zealand is the only place you can find it
Only place.
on the earth, boys.
That's it.
And you know what else? It goes straight to the source. I'm just not Si.
It's not the-
I'm not as good as Si.
It's not the pain. It goes straight to the pain
Yeah.
because it just takes care of that inflammation.
It's not topical creams or ointments, boys. It's
Uh-uh.
the real
No.
deal. Holyfield, just knock that inflammation out.
I feel so good that I feel like I've done a good job because y'all don't even get the stuff to read for this, and y'all can say it now. So I've let y'all know that Omega XL doesn't act like a topical reliever or rub or anything like that and mask the pain. It does go straight to the inflammation, folks, and that causes your painful stiff joints, muscles, all the things that you could have wrong. Look, we use it. You should give it a try. It's from that green muscle from the heartland of New Zealand. I guess New Zealand has a heartland. I don't really know. But
Gotta
anyway,
be.
it's
That's where
got
they filmed Frodo.
Bilbo Baggins.
So, hey, we're here to help get you started. Order Omega XL now and get a second bottle for free. Visit omegaxl.com/doc. That's omegaxl.com/doc. Or call 1-800-844-4888. 800-844-4888. One last time, 800-844-4888.
And get two.
Not one, but two.
OmegaXL.com/doc.
Boss, I think you're here obviously filling in for Si, but we have some more news we need to share with
Breaking
the folks.
news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Who wants to break it?
I don't want to break it.
Well, why not? You broke it. You
I'm-
broke it when you walked out. I said it. You quit. He's a quitter.
He gone.
John-David has quit the chat.
Okay,
Wait a
quit.
minute. Y'all need to be way more specific with this quitting thing.
I'm not a quitter, but I have retired.
Johnny
Yeah, you're a
D
quitter.
has moved on from being my assistant.
I thought you were going to get choked up there for a second.
No.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay, man. I'm okay. Now we'll see whether how you do. But so he is. Johnny D is moving on to greener pastures, and I didn't want y'all to think that he's quitting the podcast because he's still.
Oh, yeah, I get to still
So
do
he's
that.
still part of the podcast. You're still allowed a certain amount of time here at Duck Commander Corporate.
They're not changing the
We didn't pack you up and make you put your stuff in a box. and
I'm
like-
not taking your key fob. How about that?
I don't
Unlike
have
other
a
people.
key
You
fob.
still, I don't
Okay.
have a key fob either. So it takes me an hour to get in this. I still have to figure out how to get in this office.
I do know the door code.
Well, we gotta be able to prepare ourselves for when you show up. Everybody's gotta.
I know.
So
turning
Johnny
on
D has moved on. He is going to be a what?
Well,
Well, why don't you just tell us?
I'm gonna go sell fishing bait for a living. It's time.
What's your title?
I don't know.
Are you a buyer?
I literally have no
Are
idea.
you a buyer?
I couldn't buy. I bought stuff today. And today
You want to tell where it's at? I mean,
I'm going to work at the Honey Hole Tackle Shop here in West Monroe, Louisiana.
there you go. So.
Yay!
So you're going from one family business
So-
to your family business.
I'm going. Look,
Which is what I did.
I'm nervous about what I'm about to say.
So you're.
He's nervous about.
I just don't want to get emotional.
I said I'd be fine.
I know
I've
you'll be
already. We've
fine.
already had this conversation.
This is the worst. So, yes, I consider.
Oh boy.
Okay, where's he at?
Anyways, I quit.
To say goodbye.
I'm out. And
to yesterday.
do your own stuff. No, it's been a heck of a ride for sure.
You're gonna start crying.
I'm not gonna cry.
Yes,
I'm not gonna cry. I'm just letting me get it out of my mouth. But I do think I worked for my family business, which is Duck Commander, because it will always be my family. And now I'm going to work for another family business, which is also my family business.
That's what I did.
Yeah, and the past I've worked here for almost
You used to work for the honey hole?
10 years. I did.
10 years.
So I almost made it 10 years. I was your assistant for 8.5 years.
Really? That long?
Yeah.
Crap.
I know, it was time.
a
Good
decade,
grief.
JD.
Oh, crap.
Oh boy.
What in the
Oh
world?
boy.
Godwin done got
Godwin got a
emotional too.
Godwin.
Johnny D's telling his
I'm not
story.
emotional now. I'm good now.
Johnny D telling his story, and Godwin catches a cramp. Godwin,
That ice cream finally made it to the lower extremities.
he got a thigh freeze.
Yeah, he got a thigh freeze.
That was rough.
Godwin, you may should add a little stretching in there to the daily routine.
I might.
So Johnny D is out after
Anyway,
8.5 years.
8.5 years.
And the
Johnny
best
D.
8.5 years ever. I mean, what
It
a run.
was fun. It was an epic run.
was-
He went through 8.5 assistants before he found you.
Yep. I showed up.
So
I mean, that was a lot of the
I
Duck
guess-
Dynasty reign was.
No, I was your assistant from like season 2 when season 2 was airing on.
yeah.
So 2013.
I mean, how crazy was it? Like in the height of craziness. How
I
crazy was it?
I explained to one person, I said, one weekend in 3 days, I was with Willie and he spoke in Nashville and then in Florida and then Missouri and then in Texas in 3 days. And that, I mean, we did that for a year.
The Quattro speaking.
El Quattro.
Yeah.
Sounds like
And
a
then he filmed Monday,
weekend.
like we were back to, so yeah, for the first like year, it was, I came to work Monday.
And we were filming. I mean,
Through
and I was
Thursday.
filming the show like at the same time. It was
And then on
chaotic.
Friday afternoons, it was like, where are you going? Somewhere. And me and Willie would head to something.
Oh, yeah. Every Friday.
From Thayer, Missouri to Sacramento, California. We've been all over together.
Every Friday, we were all at the airport going opposite directions. We were all like, all right, where you going? Up, gone.
I know. I thought about that when Si's truck was at the airport the other day, and I was flying out too, and I said, like old days. Well, I want to go through. I don't know what your segments are, but I do want to go through some of the highlights and lowlights of
Okay,
Johnny
good.
D's
I was going to
career.
make sure we got lowlights done.
Can we just talk about fishing
Well, I
bait
mean,
and fishing
here's
tackle and
before we get
crickets and
into
shiners
highlights and lowlights. I will say that for you to stay working as this man's assistant for 8.5 years is incredible, because that position had a lot of turnover at the beginning. I was there for like 2.5 weeks.
I forgot about that.
Like 2.5 weeks before I ended up calling Walmart.
I forgot about that.
Well, that's because I asked you, like, hey, you want me to book that flight? No, I already did it. You want me to? No, I already did it. Okay, so you didn't need, you like the idea of an
I told
assistant.
you I could book ticket. I told you I used to book all my own
We'll
stuff.
see.
At that time, he liked the idea of an assistant. He just didn't need one. So it was like, hey, I got this guy. But really, all I did was jumped in the truck and went. Oh, this is when he drove places. But we, like driving to Vegas. But that's another story. We'll go through that.
I'm never going to do that.
But no, all I did was basically his caddy from November to January. I just rode in a truck with him various
That was hunting
locations.
season.
Hunting
We were
season.
just-
Yeah, we were just gone.
I told that story. I was just at that. I was hunting this weekend. The story of the deer running straight at us. When I shot it, we pushed it, and the camera just goes completely to the sky. It comes back down. There's no deer, and I'm like, Martin, what happened? He goes, man, that gun scared me to death.
Scared me to death. Well, and I wasn't expecting him to shoot because to me the deer's running dead at me. Well, he's over here like
he
20,
was like-
but you were like 20 yards on the. So you had an angle at him anyway. The deer's just got me centered up. So I'm thinking, well, he ain't gonna shoot. Boy, was I wrong.
Boom.
Boy,
Well, I
howdy
figured
was
when
I
he's about
wrong.
50 yards away, I better go ahead and start shooting.
Oh, I don't disagree. It was just hey, it was my first time with a camera in my hand. The fact that I had him in focus was a miracle.
It would have been
Like-
the most epic thing ever if we'd
Yeah.
have pulled that off.
I mean, it was just unbelievable. But Yeah, that was my assistanthood, was just riding places.
Mine was a lot of riding places and
hunting out of a truck when it was like 2 degrees. We couldn't get out of the truck up there in Kansas.
Cold. Oh yeah,
so cold.
Remember that? Yeah,
I didn't do the hunting thing though.
I mean, it's like 30.
Much of it.
It was like 36 inside the truck with the heater running. That's how
Did
cold
you ever
it
make
was.
any hunts?
Oh yeah, I mean I would just, but like I wasn't out there with you hunting. Like Jordan was normally with you. I was normally just back at the camp or something.
Ordering dinner.
Yeah.
Making sure dinner was taken
Hanging
care of.
out, doing the fun stuff.
I got you on your first deer.
Yeah. Oh, I got a
First buck.
first shooter.
How
buck.
many swings did that take?
More than one. That's all you need to know.
I get 3 strikes.
Sir, I'm a fisherman.
Johnny
It's
D.
official.
He's
Johnny
a
D
fisherman.
swung his way out of that slump. Just keep swinging. So.
That one year I duck hunted every day for
You did.
like I went by myself a couple of times just to grind. I was like, I'm gonna be like filling them and just grind it on out.
Well, that didn't last long.
I got
did it?
off that. I like duck hunting, but
Now he only goes when I say, "Hey, you want to go tomorrow?"
that means there's a reason he's asking.
Thank you.
And so I always say yes to that. But no, it's been awesome. And the timing's right. My parents have created something really awesome over there. It's like 5 minutes from here. And I'm excited about it. And, you know, they're kind of looking at what's next. And we need a couple years to figure out what's next with all that.
Awesome.
And, you know, so if you need me, people out there, I can help you still get to Willie because it's not like I'm going to go away anywhere. But
Well, look, congratulations.
I'll be selling crankbaits. And
Congratulations on 8.5 years of that. 10 total here at Duck Commander.
Yep.
Let's take a break and we'll get
Can
into
I get
that.
a discount over?
We'll get into the highlights of Johnny D first.
Come on Wednesday.
Johnny D, I've got a suggestion for you.
We already do it, baby.
Is that how y'all ship it to Honey Hole?
Stamps.com.
Just like we ship
It's
here
a
at Duck
wonderful
Commander.
thing.
That's right.
It's perfect for the small business because there's nothing more valuable than your time, so stop wasting it on trips to the post office.
Yeah, you don't want to go there anyway.
Stamps.com makes it easy to mail and ship right from your computer. You can save time and money with Stamps.com. Send letters and packages for less with discounted rates from USPS, UPS, and more. Since 1998, Stamps.com has been an indispensable tool for nearly 1 million businesses. 2 of them are represented here, Duck Commander and the Honey Hole Tackle Shop. Stamps.com brings the service of the U.S. Postal Service and UPS shipping right to your computer, whether you're an office sending invoices, a side hustle Etsy shop, or fishing tackle shop,
Fishing tackle.
or a
baby.
full-blown warehouse like we are at Duck Commander shipping out orders. Stamps.com will make your life easy. All you need is a computer and a standard printer, no special supplies or equipment. Within minutes, you will be up and running, printing official postage for any letter, any package, anywhere you want to send it. So save time and money with Stamps.com. There's no risk. And with our promo code DUCK, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in DUCK. That's Stamps.com, promo code DUCK. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again. So highlights. Highlights of
Johnny D, baby.
That's a weird-
Tell us, Johnny D. What was the coolest thing you got to do with me?
The coolest thing.
Oh, I'm interested in this answer.
That is the
I
toughest.
know this. I know what it should be.
Oh, so there was a time whenever Willie was a very, very big deal. In my opinion, he still is. And they looked at us and said, y'all need to go sit up top where you belong. And Willie was like, nah. And we stood on the sideline of Sean Payton's first game back. This is 2013 or 14. And on the we're like, Drew Brees is yelling at Sean Payton, and I'm in between them. Like, that's how close we were.
Well, just a little better setup of that. So they said you can be on the sidelines before the game, but the NFL says you can't be here when this game starts. So we're like, okay. So we're standing there. The ball is kicked off.
And we just keep
and I'm like,
there.
I'm not going to, somebody's going to have to tell me to leave. And I turn around. I see who I think is the NFL guy, and he just kind of, because Jimmy Buffett was standing right there. Like, was Jimmy Buffett standing here, And so we stood there the whole game. It was so awesome.
It was me, Willie, and Jimmy Buffett. And I kid you not, Drew Brees runs over and screams, "We have to run a screen here." I text my friends, "Screen pass coming." The next play, they get the text, "Screen pass, touchdown."
Thank
It was,
you.
and I was like, "This is." And then like I'm on TV, and it looks like I'm like an assistant coach with a giant
Yeah, it did.
beard.
It looked awesome because it was like we're right there.
It was.
How did we even pull that off?
I don't know. We did a lot of.
I
Weird
knew
stuff.
that because I mean this guy was like crazy. I mean he's a diehard Saints fan until this year. He kind of
Who
got
dat?
off. He said they were going to be terrible this year.
That's
but,
not true. I watched last
Yeah,
night.
now he's just. But back then,
That's
I mean,
not-
this guy was just like
They're not,
locked in.
but they're not very good this year.
Their defense is outstanding.
Four-
Oh, Demario Davis is
What,
incredible.
4-2?
He is really good.
They're
at-
4-2.
Yeah.
They're gonna make the playoffs,
Was
and
that
then
was that a little show? They're gonna make them. They're gonna be like, hey, I think they'll be a 3 seed,
we'll see what happens when Michael Thomas comes
3 or
back.
4 seed. That's my prediction.
Well, they gotta beat the
Book
Bucks.
it.
To
You want
do
to bet?
that.
Let's bet. I'm always.
You
taking
think they'll
cash.
win the division?
That's what they got to have to be a 3 seed. They got to beat Tom Brady twice.
Yeah, they've never done that before, have they?
Not with Jameis Winston. They haven't.
Okay. Well, let's not. I don't.
What do you think?
Well, we're
Bucks
going
are
down
just
a road.
gonna-
I don't want to.
Wait, this
But-
is not Johnny D's highlight. Now
No,
we're talking
I
about the
know.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
But
the GOAT.
we just went down a weird place.
Well,
with that.
yeah, I'm
But
sorry.
Anyway, so that was cool. I met.
I would've-
I've met 2 presidents. No, so
I was going with the president. Was kind of the
Yeah,
one
but
that
the
I
Saints
thought.
was like,
The
and you
Saints-
should have seen this guy.
that
Yeah.
one was like the first time I've ever did anything for Willie, and I'm like, okay, it's official. I have the coolest job in the world. I should quit it in 8 years to go sell.
like we're in the
crickets
locker
and
room,
shatters.
like we've sat in the
Oh, yeah.
locker room, like everybody's in
Oh,
towels.
I
I look around, Johnny D's in a towel. I don't even know how that happened.
I had a jersey on at one point, and I was like, I'm big enough if they don't notice.
We saw some stuff. We saw stuff we shouldn't even have seen. Like we were in meetings with football players. That,
There was-
like it
yeah,
was crazy.
But that one happened. So Donald Trump has announced he's running for president, and we're at SHOT Show in Vegas, and Donald Trump's there to let everybody know he's, pro Second Amendment. And so he was there to talk to outdoorsmen and whatnot. And there's like this secret meeting somewhere up in a hotel, and all of a sudden I'm in a hallway walking behind Willie, and there's people in suits that don't smile, and I'm like, "Good day, sir. Please don't hurt me." And I'm like, "This is wild." Well, I happen to have a certain red hat. And I was like, if I'm gonna meet this dude, I'm gonna wear this hat. Like, that's gotta happen. And so we get in this room. Donald Trump's talking to all these people. I'm assuming all of them made a substantial amount of more money than me. Like, it seemed like a very important room
That's accurate.
that I did not belong in.
That checks out.
And I can go ahead and say, too, I've been in a lot of those rooms where I'm like, how did I end up in this room?
But what did Mr. Trump say to you?
And
This is a
Donald-
good line here.
Donald Trump looks across the room. I've got my beard at the time is just massive,
He's
and
out
I'm
of
wearing
control,
a Make America Great Again hat. He goes, this guy right here. I like this guy. And I was like, he points at me, and he goes, hey, you, come here. Let's take a picture. And Willie took the worst photograph of all.
I
There's
don't
like a
take
shadow.
I'm not a picture taker, dude.
And so,
He's on the other side of the phone.
yeah,
So we hung out. Actually, I was introducing him that night.
Yeah.
That's why I was gonna introduce him to the outdoor people, and so we were just literally hanging out.
We hung
and
out.
it was epic. There were some funny stories that
and
were
he talked
told
to
phone
Willie, and I just sat there like this.
I'm also reminded of a picture of you and John Daly. That was a good one.
Me and John Daly
that
hung
was a
out
classic.
once.
That was a
That
good
was a
one.
classic. Oh wow.
Talk about two guys that let themselves go. You and John Daly. So
Yeah,
I've met
we
some
spent
people.
we spent a month there that night.
We played
I
golf
forgot
together.
about the John Daly. Oh,
I
my
have-
God. The two
Look.
Johnny D's. That's what I kept saying. Two slobby Johnny D's
So I did
burning heater.
that picture's fantastic.
easy. There's children listening. It was worth it. Anyway, no, so I had a rule though as Willie's assistant. I am not asking any person I meet for a picture unless it's worth getting in trouble. And there's some people who I'm like, Willie can suck it. I'm going to ask, like, if you were president of the United States of America
Yeah.
and leader of the free world, I'm going to
ask for a
ask.
picture. Yeah.
If your name is Drew Brees, I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
And there's not much. John Daly, I was going to ask because that one was funny. But so I, like, made it count.
Yeah.
And I do have a collection of probably the greatest selfies. I'm talking.
They're solid.
There's a couple of them.
Some solid selfies.
There's one that has.
Got a couple of
Should I
creepy
tell about
ones
the one?
Yeah, the ultimate one.
The ultimate.
Yeah.
The ultimate selfie.
Just the ultimate because of the collection of people that were
The
there.
greatest selfie ever taken was taken by
Tooken.
me.
Taken.
Taken.
Took
It
Don't matter. You're
features.
selling crickets now, son.
It features Willie
Go back to
Robertson,
that took and talk.
Larry the Cable Guy.
That's not unusual.
Not unusual yet. Alfonso Ribeiro.
All right. Getting stranger.
Carl. No, he
That
is
same guy.
Carlton. Same guy.
Carlton is
Okay.
that guy.
The guy from the Allstate commercials.
Yeah.
What's his
Oh,
name?
yeah, I can't
That
remember.
dude.
I
Deep
know which
voice.
one you're talking about.
Deep
Yeah.
voice All-State guy.
Justin Timberlake.
Oh, now we're getting wild.
Now some lady. We don't know who she is.
Ross, the
She was just
catcher
there.
for the
Oh.
Cubs, and
David
Yep.
Ross.
David Ross,
Ross.
the catcher for the Cubs, and of course Bill Clinton,
And Bill
president
Clinton
of
was
the
in there,
United
too.
States of America.
just one random group of people hanging
Sounds
out.
like a good night in Tahoe to me.
I was looking and I said, "Yep, this has got to happen." And I said, "Hey, everybody, get a quick pic for Willie." And I just kind of poked my head into it.
It's like that random picture I have of me, the late Colin Powell, Michael Phelps,
Michael Phelps.
and Mike Tyson.
That's a group.
Baltimore?
There you go.
That's a
There
good
you go.
one right
All
there.
And you still have your ears.
Yeah. Yeah.
All cool people.
I'm trying to find that picture. real
Okay,
quick.
so those are that we trust you.
Thanks.
So your
I was
highlight, your highlight of your assistant. Give us that.
Yeah,
when
I
I got,
don't- I
but
mean-
that was the trip I got to be your caddy, and that was just a good time.
Yeah, we're
Being
good.
how much time?
Willie's
'Cause we
cat.
got to get to the low.
The next 10 minutes will be dedicated
Okay, yeah,
to
'cause
low
I
light. That's
need
why
to-
I'm saying give us your best highlight, and then we'll go to the low lights.
I mean, all those I was there as well. My highlights are one of the things I enjoyed was so we would get back to the room, I would go to bed, and then I couldn't wait till the next morning to hear. There was a whole nother life going on. There was what happened later with Johnny D. Like where he went, he would go to other town. He would like
Explore.
vacation that night. Like, and I'd be like, he'd be like, oh man, God. So then, me and Lenny, a guy I met, so we went and climbed up this and rode the subway down. I'm like, what, how did you do all this?
I had to get my steps in.
It was, yeah.
No, but Willie he likes a hotel room, and I hate a hotel room. I don't want to be there. And so sometimes Willie be like, all right, man, I'll see you in the morning. I'm like, 7
Well,
o'clock.
but why did I
well, and,
like hotel rooms?
at the top of the Empire State Building where I went by myself one time, you probably would have had to take pictures with random people and all that.
Yeah, I mean, just like
It's,
it wasn't as fun. I mean, because you had to.
yeah.
So yeah, you end up just hanging out. In
But
the
yeah,
hotel
one
room.
night I was like, he was in the hotel room. We ate dinner together. I said, all right, man, I'll see you in the morning. And I just started walking around New York City trying to find and I was like, ooh, Empire State Building. I'll go to the top.
There you go.
After I returned a man's suit to his apartment because they got.
But all
switched
my
on the plane.
highlights would be so unusual. They'd be just little stuff that I would just think was hilarious that he would. All my highlights seem to be the things that I want to say are the lowlights, but it's because they made me laugh so hard. Like when you smelled so bad on the plane that I
Yeah,
couldn't take
that's a
it
good one.
anymore, and I'm like,
Look, and before you people get like, well, he's mean for talking.
okay,
It was disgusting.
I-
Something happened.
we couldn't breathe, but it wasn't something that was past. It was stuck to it was him.
And we still don't know. To
Like the
this day.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, I mean those kind of times I would just get so tickled and laugh. Which we probably I can't. I'm just trying to think of the.
We got some.
I tell you, I'll tell you the best highlight. I just told this story. Okay, so
I don't even know where this is going.
yeah, you'll know as soon as I start telling it. So we are in this really important meeting in my office or in a conference room. There you go. Now, and so
This is a good one.
Corey's in there, and Corey's all business, and she does not like it when we goof off, which was all the time. And so I'm sitting there, Johnny D is sitting behind my desk, and it's the desk that
It was
can
on Duck Dynasty.
Yeah, it was on Duck Dynasty.
The
Not
camouflage
everybody's
desk.
seen so it goes all the way up so you can stand and
It's
work.
the standing desk. It
Yeah.
goes up and down.
Spoiler, I never tried it. But Johnny D texted me and said, I'm fixing to raise this desk every 30 seconds an inch. And I want to see if anybody in the meeting notices it. And then I just immediately smiled. And I went, oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to handle this. And so we're sitting there and the guy's like, so anyway, we're thinking in the third quarter. And you hear, it was just a slight, and we start laughing so hard. Corey has no idea what we're laughing at, but I'm trying to hide it. I'm like, and then remember I said, I think I need to lay down for the meeting. So I laid on the couch while they're still meeting.
They're at the conference table.
And by the end of the meeting, he has the desk above his face, and no one said a word during the whole meeting.
I would just press it and it'd go. And Willie's shaking,
it would
laughing.
Just barely go. And every time I heard it, I would start laughing again, even harder.
Well,
that's what I did for a living.
There's your highlights for 10 years, folks. We're going to take a break, and we're going to get in them low lights when we get back.
This is interesting.
Lowlights.
It's real.
Johnny D, since you're moving on, going to the honey hole, what are you going to do if somebody comes in and pays with silver?
Well,
It's real.
I like silver.
Exactly.
I have to look up the price, but hey, we accept silver, gold, platinum, cash considerations, credit cards, checks, stamps, if you have enough of them. You know, whatever. If you want to pay me money, I'll gladly do it.
Well,
and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I kind of got a little more money, but making a move job. So I'm going to have to invest in some things.
That's what I'm talking about. And look, if they do pay you in silver, you can go see our friends at SD Bullion. They'll tell you what it's worth right there. A lot of people are doing it these days. They're investing in gold and silver as a way to protect their savings against the dollar's loss of value and purchasing power. We've got our friends over at SD Bullion who are passionate about helping people see the benefits of investing in gold and silver. These guys are Christian-owned and on a mission to help you protect your hard-earned money from soaring inflations. If you have IRA funds you'd like to safeguard against potential economic collapse, SD Bullion can help with that too. SD Bullion offers some of the lowest prices on gold and silver. They've assisted over 200,000 customers with more than $2 billion, that's with a B, dollars in transactions. And SD Bullion has earned an A+ Better Business rating since 2012. In an industry that is full of snake oil salesmen, it's honestly refreshing to work with a company built on faith-based values with low, transparent pricing. Sounds a lot like Duck Commander. So visit sdbullion.com/duck to sign up to win a monster box of U.S. Mint Silver Eagle coins. That's 500 silver coins, roughly $15,000 in value. For being a Duck Call Room listener, you'll also get a gold and silver guide for beginners and an exclusive discount. So go to sdbullion.com/duck and sign up to win one last time. That's sdbullion.com/duck. You could win 15 grand in Silver Eagle coins.
That's awesome.
All right.
Lowlights,
boss.
Oh,
you spent more time with him
The day
than
I
anybody.
retired
so.
is the only lowlight.
He knows the exact stories.
I know a couple.
No,
that are
you know him
coming.
too. He's told him to every person we've ever run across.
We haven't told
For-
him on the podcast.
Yeah,
No,
for
it's all-
eight,
everybody's good.
What's the difference between a hotel and a motel?
well, there's one in Phoenix that I'll never forget.
That story is classically called the "Let Me Book You Close to the Airport."
Look,
And why, you ask? Because I don't know
All right.
why we would want to be booked close to the airport. We're taking a car anyway, so who
So,
cares how close we are?
there's parts of this story you don't even know. So I go to book Willie.
I know the parts that were
Yeah.
That mattered.
very poorly decided. I know those.
No, here's what's funny. This is the day I learned out 5-star reviews do not mean 5-star hotels.
That's good to know.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh, this is a great hotel. And it's very close to the airport.
Hotel or motel?
Don't worry about that.
Where's the door?
It had windows that faced the parking lot, and you could walk right on into it. So
It was a nice motel, though. It was the night. I will say this, and I say this without a shadow of a doubt, and I will die on this. That was the nicest motel I've ever been to.
Yeah. What's funny was the host group was paying for it, so you can stay wherever you want to. Phoenix is a big city, with a lot of cool stuff, food, stuff like that.
We did meet Dan Marley. Hold on.
So Johnny D.
Dan Marley was there.
There you go. So Johnny D. He kind of knew the rule. I typically rarely eat before I speak. We had a big speaking thing. We get back to the hotel. Well, the main thing then is you want to eat dinner, which for me is always late. And when you're doing that, so you need to have some food. And
they didn't have food.
Man, so we got back and
there's no restaurant.
No restaurant.
No room service.
There wasn't no potato chips in the machine.
Motel room service is not.
It's called Domino's.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we ate.
Which is what we ate.
So we ate in my room. I don't know why we were in my room, and there was another guy there with us.
I thought he was locked out.
Yeah, no, we ate.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what happened. It got so late.
We're not even there yet.
So it's like
No,
midnight.
we're in the other guy's room.
Yeah.
So me and Willie leave. Willie gets to his door. Key's not working.
The battery has gone out in the little reader, the chip card reader.
So no key's working.
Ooh.
Willie's laptop, which is hilarious.
My laptop.
Because you stopped using one when you started to trust me.
Yeah.
Willie's laptop's in there. He's like, no, we need to get that. I said, Willie, go to bed. I'll figure out how to get in this room. Here's my room. So I got a picture of that too. I got to send that. So
No,
I'm going to send it.
The story funny because so Johnny D's like, let me go fix this real quick. And they're like, oh, you got to wait for the repair guy. He'll be here in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
And we're on a 6:00 flight. We don't have the morning. Well, they're like, we have no solutions to your problems.
And
sir.
I said, well, the solution's going to be I'm about to just break that window and I'll crawl through and get the stuff. And then we'll pay for the window. And they're like, hold on. No, we'll text him. I'm like, he's asleep. Well, finally the dude shows up. It's probably 12:30. And the solution they've come up with is to tape a bunch of coat hangers together, go under the door with that, and try and pull down the handle on the other side. I watched this man try to do that till 2:30 in the morning.
And he thinks we're just fishing.
And he did it.
And he did it.
He
did it.
And the door opens up, and I run in, get all the stuff, and they're like, do you want to stay in this room or not? I was like, get me out of this room forever. And we got the stuff, and I got like an hour of sleep, and we headed, I don't know where we went next.
But the great thing was we were close to the airport.
So,
which was the main thing.
So you didn't have to get up for it.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
maximize the sleep.
see, I thought that was a good idea at the time.
Okay.
A better idea would have been just booking the flight later.
So there's a low light. What else we got?
Well, the other one of my favorites. Well, let me think here. Okay, I'll go to this one.
It's not that bad though, right?
Oh,
For
this was
8
actually
years.
This was actually all on the same trip. So it was we did an award show. It's when I was twerking with Carrie Underwood on the stage. It was that award
that's
show.
a different trip.
Same
100%. I'll go back.
Same trip.
Different trip.
Doesn't matter.
So, do the award show. I go back and I'm. That's my wife.
That sounds like a busy season.
That's my wife. Hey, we're doing a podcast right now. You're live.
Well, all right. I guess you're not going to be on this call with me. That's at 2:00.
Yeah,
That's all right.
I'll jump on as soon as I get off this thing.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks
well,
for sharing.
Don't be too hard on them.
Oh
I've
my
been really nice.
Oh my goodness.
Johnny D's crying.
Oh no.
Yeah,
No.
that's normal. All right, call you
All
later.
right.
Bye, Corey.
So
Different trip, by the
so
way.
I go. We're supposed to get up early. Got a
Very-
flight at the airport.
Very early.
And so I'm down there. Johnny D does his little, hey, I'm gonna go live life, my next life after this. So
True.
so I get down there. I start calling Johnny D. I'm in the lobby, like
It's
waiting
5
on
o'clock in the morning.
there's no car service. I'm like waiting, like I'm supposed to get a ride. Johnny D call after about 12 calls. I'm like, yep, he gone. So there's a couple getting into a car, and I said, excuse me, are you going to the airport? And they were like, yeah. I said, is there any way I could like jump in the front seat with y'all and like just ride? And they look at me really strangely. I said, I'll kick in some money. They're like, I guess it's okay. And so we get in this car and we start going. The funny thing about that was I said, what'd you guys do last night? She said, went to the award show. And I said, oh, yeah. Did you see the first thing? And she was like, yeah, it was awesome. I said, yeah, that was me up there. And they were like, was it? And they totally didn't even, like, I was like, how do you miss that? Like, I was on the stage. Like, I was the one dancing.
With a very defined look.
So, exactly. So, we're going like 70 miles an hour to the Nashville airport, and the car just literally goes dead. And he goes, and the driver goes, oh, boy, it did it again. Which that was the problem I had. It did it again. This guy drives a car for a living.
Dies on the interstate.
I mean, I'm talking, I was mortified. Like, he just, because it's not steering. He has to get over the side. Couples, like, cussing. I mean, they're losing their brain. I'm like, we almost died together. We didn't even know each other. And so finally he goes, oh, there she goes. Let's get her back. And I'm like, you got to be kidding. So all this time, Johnny D's just like, he's going to stay there, and I'm flying to what I thought was Vegas. Yeah.
We were in Phoenix at the other one.
I'm saying all these debacles happened on the same trip. So then so then I get to the deal. We are flying southwest. I say we, now me. And
the only time we ever flew Southwest.
I'm not anti-Southwest. I'm just like, I've never flown Southwest. I don't know how that thing works. I really just tell me the seat to get in, and that's like.
And I'll go find it. Yeah. It's cool.
Actually, the pilot he said, Willie, do you want to come on the plane? So I was the only one on there. So I sit in the front seat. Had two ladies sit beside me, very friendly, wanted to talk the whole way to Vegas. And then so everybody's loading up. It's about finished. And I look. Here's Johnny D hitting on the outside of the plane as he's getting on, dancing. And he goes, oh yeah, I wouldn't remember this. I'm sure you would. He goes, I made it. I'm like I was like, oh, John-David, we're so glad you made it to do your job. You know, like you missed the car, almost had a wreck, but he made it, and so I was not happy.
A better version of the story.
I know that's the same trip because we flew out Southwest. We fly back private. That's what I'm saying.
That's not the same as the motel.
It's not the same motel. I'm saying there's two. You did that. You almost didn't make this flight. We make the flight. No problem. We're coming back private. We have to fly back to do another thing. Debacle number 2 on the same trip. That's all the same.
Are you talking about debacle number 2?
I'm going to the next debacle.
Is this where he was very shellfish?
I have to rent a private plane.
Different trip.
I have to get back to this thing.
I can prove that those are different trips.
And so we get on. So now here's the deal.
It makes you look better if this is all one where you didn't know what you were doing. The fact that you do these separate instances is not good.
I know we flew out for $75 for Southwest ticket, and I know we flew back for much more than that. It's insane. But I had to get back. This is when Luke Bryan and I were singing for the Christmas special at the Bridgestone, and there was like ABC was filming. You got to be back. So we're on this. Now here's the deal. If you haven't gotten a private plane, here's the deal. On this kind of deals, here's the deal. You pay this one large sum of like
a lot,
somebody's salary, and then, here's what you get. You get a ride, you get water and some other drink. We also provide a meal, and like you name it. So Johnny comes to me, what's the meal? Lobster. How many? Tons of them. Like put them all on there. So we got all the we're like, oh, this is gonna be awesome.
Stupid lobster.
So then we go. So before we're coming back, we go to Tao with some group, and we're just doing one quick thing at a restaurant.
No, they've got
dinner. They've got to pick. They pick the menu, so you don't get this like, oh, we've pre-selected.
One of the nicest
pre-selection's never as good.
No, you get like the chef selection.
Yeah, we got fried rice. There's a couple
TSO
of grilled shrimp. And yeah. So Johnny D's just wolfing this stuff down. And I'm looking up. I'm like, nah, I'm good, And
we got lobster.
Because I look at Johnny D. I said,
I'll never forget.
Because I've got to be eating them lobsters on the plane. And then that's when I just see him, literally all the blood go out of his face. And now
we were going to eat dinner.
He said, we've got a problem. I canceled the meal.
Well, we had dinner.
I'm like, well, the meal came with it. Like it's a package deal. Like for a lot of money. It's just, and you, to save the lobster, to make sure that somebody else got, like, why would you make the effort to say, hey? And so
I can't wait to brag about myself later.
So I get on the plane. Well, now we're starving. He's not starving because he knew that.
No, I
the
was
deal.
starving.
Yeah.
No, that because the food was terrible, and I'm like the whole time I'm thinking I can't believe we don't have backup food here. Which I
thought I'd established a pretty. I mean,
no, you
out of 8 years of assistant chef,
established
there was
it that
always
day.
backup food.
there's always backup food now, extra.
There was backup food, and so. And now let me ask you a question, John D. How long did I talk about that on that plane ride?
You're still talking about it.
However long the flight
No.
was.
Yeah,
And we flew back to West Monroe.
No, we flew to Nashville.
Different trip.
So we flew to Nashville, and the whole way,
whole way back,
I just kept thinking up others. So now John David's crying. He's super upset.
crying. All right, so here's what you've learned, people. Over 8.5 years, all I did, I made Willie go into a hotel room outside once, and I canceled one lobster, and that's as bad as it got.
It
Hanging
really
out with
was.
me.
That was as bad as it got.
Hey, but
Those were the funny ones.
I also that was always so. Now it's like whenever it's like Willie orders lobster or something like that, I go so over the top just to prove a point. Like
You went over the top.
what?
You
Oh yeah,
went. It's past tense.
those days are over.
Bye
It's
bye.
over.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of things.
You're
to
probably
clean
gonna
up.
quit
There's
eating
still a
lobster
couple
now.
of things I've got. A couple of things.
Saturday night, Willie texted me and was like, "Hey, I need some flight stuff." I was like, "I got you, man. I'm still pretty good."
And
at
what I
this."
say, this is the stuff that I'll miss. So,
Yeah.
so-
That actually made me feel good because I fixed it, something for him, and he sent back.
Was that one complicated? Or?
Yes. Well, flights are a nightmare these days because nobody works anymore.
Well, let's take our last break. We'll be back
We'll be back.
right after this to wrap up the farewell to Johnny D.
Farewell.
Okay, so here's my. I have 4 verses.
We're starting. This
Yeah,
segment.
let's just do it.
Yeah, let's do a whole Bible section.
All right, Psalm 42. As the deer pants for the water.
This is literally the one we did last time.
That's fine.
I've got a
That's
new,
incredible.
No, I've got a new twist on it. So my soul pants for you, my God. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. Where can I go and meet with God? All right, this is for Johnny D. My tears have been my food day and night. So that's remembering those mistakes and when your tears are flowing.
Have those
Wow.
tears instead of lobster.
While people say to me all day long, where is your God? Now, this is what Johnny D and I have been thinking about old times. These things I remember as I pour out my soul, how I used to go to the house of God under the protection of the Mighty One, with shouts of joy and praise among the festive throng. Why, my soul, are you downcast? Why so disturbed within me? But here's what David deducted. No matter what, put your hope in God, and I will yet praise him, my Savior and my God. So no matter what your circumstances are, if you have tears or whatever, you put your faith in God and praise him. So Johnny D, it has been a memorable run, and thankfully we're not like we're not mad at each other. Or like there's nothing weird. So we're just like doing different things.
I will say when
I'm doing the same thing, but you'll be doing something.
When I went to tell Willie, I was excited, and then because it all transpired, and I was like, okay, it's time to go do this, and I got so nervous walking into his house, and I just started I was crying straight up, telling
When
him.
you got out of the truck, I knew. I said, "Uh-oh." I knew. I was like, I've seen this look. Johnny D wears it. He wears it.
Yeah, I'm an emotional guy.
So I want to know what's the most. What do you think? What's your takeaway? Number one thing you learned from me in 10 years,
That you will take to the Honey Hole Tackle Shop.
or take anyway.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget the lobster.
What's the life lesson? What's the
don't
what
don't
did you
cancel
learn?
the
I mean,
lobster. You know, I've told this story. I'm gonna look this way for this one because it might get emotional, but no, it always ended with Jesus, wherever we were.
that's it.
It always, and I've given my testimony, if you will, a couple times at different places, and I was always a Christian, but I wasn't on that level. I wasn't you can't help but know it about Phil Robertson. He's gonna talk about it, and no matter the fun we had, me and Willie and all of our friends that were along the ride with us, it always ended in a hotel room, plane, car, and something about Jesus was going down. Sometimes it was arguing, Sometimes it was preaching the gospel to somebody that didn't believe. Sometimes it was just talking about, like, agreeing and being excited and planning on stuff. And so what I will miss the most is that, because at the end of the day, presidents, football, none of that matters, because one day we'll all be dead. And then all that will matter is how it ended with us, with Jesus. So
There you go.
that's my takeaway.
That's a good takeaway.
And hopefully I can take that to the world of fishing tackle sales.
Well, then you can make your conversations end with Jesus.
Yeah.
At the honey hole. You
Yeah,
got a harvest right there, son.
We're going to have a lot of good talks at that little table in the honey hole.
Oh, yeah.
It's the fishing business. I mean,
And-
Jesus even used the fishing business. That's where he went and
Hey,
recruited his
Fishers
people.
of Men, me and Big Dave Owen. And I'm super excited. I'm losing a great boss, although I'll probably still do stuff for you just because I like you. And I'm getting another great boss in my dad, which is going to be super fun. And what
So
you
I
did.
too came back to work with my father.
Yeah.
About your age, same way. Never saw myself working with him. And then, when I was younger. And then, came back and did that. And here you go. So
It worked out.
y'all be doing the Honey Hole podcast.
Nah.
You and Big Dave and all the rest of the family. Y'all
Big
be
Ralph.
there. Ralph.
Ralph's
yeah.
sick. Ralph don't feel good.
Play your cards right. Me and Godwin may come be a guest
Oh,
on that.
yeah. There-
Ladies and gentlemen,
You'll be at one of your locations by then. Like you'll be doing remotes from the location. Oh, he's got plans. He's got plans. Johnny D, baby.
Honey
Johnny
Hole
D.
Tackle Shop to the moon, boys.
It was an awesome run, JD. Love you, and I'm glad
Love
you're
ya.
still in the fold.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
We've
and
had
the day after that.
Great times.
Can we be best friends forever?
I can say the same thing from this. I will say the hall, our office hall, is the volume is going to go down.
Yeah.
Significantly. Yeah. No, it's been fun, man. It's been fun working next door to you.
Yeah,
right
we
alongside with you.
It was all about me and Willie. We didn't get to have our moment, Martin and Godwin.
Well, y'all still.
Well,
sit
you're
here
still gonna
every
be
week,
here.
so-
Yeah, we
Right.
can do it. Because that time during the height of Duck Dynasty, when Godwin took a picture of me with a random person, and I was literally making $9 an hour at the
That
time.
was at Daytona.
I got
At
lots of
Daytona,
pictures of
yeah.
Johnny D sleeping in this office. So
Quit it.
No, he got a little sigh in him now. Don't let if he gets bored, he goes sleep on you.
I'm just trying to be side.
you know. Anyways, look, hey, I'm glad you're still going to be a part of it.
Yeah, I'll be here every week.
For 3 days a week, it's going to be quiet. But you know what? It's November or almost November. It's going to be quiet around here anyway. It'll get cranked back up about
Everybody's
February.
fixing to be leaving. Everybody's fixing to go on that early Thanksgiving break.
Yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you for Valentine's, kind of a deal. But thank y'all. We'll see you next time right here in the Duck Call Room. We're out.
Call me later.